And we are back. Welcome back. Well, I just said it wrong. My bad. At all these episodes, that's the first time I messed up my intro already. And we are live. Welcome back with Murphy Mack to another episode of the Fitness Beginner Podcast, where we help you get started on your fitness journey. What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. It's Monday, getting started with the week off right. We are continuing the series of the Ultimate Guide for Beginners to Fitness. And today we're going to talk about none other than creating a workout routine. So the topics we're going to hit on is designing a balanced workout routine. So balancing between cardio, strength, and flexibility. And then we're also going to set a realistic schedule and duration for workouts. So something we'll give you a few ideas of what you can and is a good idea of like good base workout sample of what you can do. And then obviously you want to tailor that to your specific schedule and your specific goals. But we're just going to talk a little bit about programming your workouts. But before we do that, I'm going to update y'all about myself. I realize that I haven't been updating y'all lately about myself. For some reason, I've just been forgetting to do that. But nothing much. I'm actually not working out this week. I can't work out because I'm having to get some blood work done tomorrow. So hopefully everything comes back good tomorrow and I can work out again. But other than that, I played disc golf all weekend. Had a disc golf tournament. So if you're a disc golfer, shout out. Played in the City of Mobile Championships this weekend. Don't ask me how I played because I played terribly. And I'm not proud about it. But hey, I got better every day. Friday started off terrible. It was a torrential downpour, and I played probably the worst round of disc golf I've ever played. Saturday, I played a lot better. Still not as good as I wanted to. And then Sunday, I played really good. So I was happy with it. I started off on a bad note, but ended off on a good one. So I can't complain. I had a good time. I enjoyed it. If you haven't played disc golf, go try it. It's fun. Not only is it fun just to play, but it's fun, easy way to get in some exercise because you're walking a lot, throwing disc a lot. You're doing walking up and down hills because disc golf courses are normally pretty hilly. So it's good exercise. Get outside, get some fresh air. That's what I liked about it. You get to get outside in nature. You get to see all the animals. And most of the time they're through the woods, so you're seeing squirrels and all kinds of things like that. So it's pretty fun. I enjoy it. I highly recommend it. If you haven't tried it yet, give it a try. But with that being said, let's go and hop into the podcast for today. Fix this. Oh, there we go. All right. So designing a balanced workout routine. When you design a balanced workout routine that incorporates cardio, strength, and flexibility, it is essential for overall fitness and well-being. So here's a guide to help you create a well-rounded and effective workout routine. So first and foremost, we're going to start off with cardiovascular exercise. So we all know this as cardio. That's the easier way to say cardiovascular. So how often should you do cardiovascular exercise? Well, this is an open-ended question because it's really going to depend on you and where you're at in your own journey and also what your goals are. So if your goal is to build muscle to gain some weight, then obviously you're not going to want to do as much cardio. You're still going to want to do it. I wouldn't say don't do it at all, but you're not going to do as many. You're not going to do it as much. If your goal is to lose weight, you're probably going to do a little more cardio. So it just depends, but a good average is 2 to 5 times a week. I know that's pretty wide range. If you want to build muscle, obviously you're going to be down closer to that 2 range. But if you want to lose muscle, if you want to lose weight, you're going to be up in that 4 and 5 times a week area. So it just kind of depends. You have to kind of assess this for yourself. But what are some options of cardio? Everybody knows running. That's the main one. Jogging. You can do this indoors on a treadmill. You can do it outdoors on the street. You can do it in trails. There's all kinds of different ways you can get it done. Cycling. This is a fun one. I never really did any cycling until I trained for my Ironman, and I actually enjoyed it. I liked cycling, getting out on the road. It was fun, enjoyable, but you gotta be careful out there. Cars do not pay attention to people on bikes. It's actually kind of dangerous if you're on a busy road. So I wouldn't suggest biking on a busy road. You need to get on a road that is not heavily traveled, like a neighborhood road or something. Those are best because you don't want to be out there with cars flying by you. It's not the safest. A big one that most people sleep on is jump rope. Jump roping is a great workout. It's super hard, and it's also you need skill to do it. You have to be coordinated to do jumping rope. So I definitely recommend that. That's a good warm up exercise that you can use to get your body warmed up before a workout. Another is high intensity interval training, so HIIT workouts. These are good cardio workouts. And then also swimming. Swimming is very hard. If you never swam for distance, actually swim in an Olympic size pool, go do it. I promise you, it'll humble you real quick, and you'll realize that you can't swim. I thought I could swim when I started doing my training. I realized real quick I could not swim. Doggy paddling, like you learn to do as a kid, just to keep yourself floating, that's not swimming. You have to actually take time to learn the technique and stuff to swim. So yeah, swimming is a great cardio workout if you haven't tried it. So how long should you do these? Anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes. You don't need to do 2 hour long cardio session. It ain't gonna do you no good. And you probably shouldn't do anything less than 30 minutes. I can, but if you can only run for 10 minutes, well, I would suggest walking and running. So if you can only run 10 minutes, I would suggest splitting it up. Maybe walk for 5 minutes, run for 5 minutes, and then mix it up. Or walk 10 minutes, run 10 minutes, walk 10 minutes, whatever. Or just straight up walk 30 minutes if you have to. For the intensity, just aim for a moderate to high intensity, depending on your fitness level. When you're first starting out, keep it around the moderate levels. And then as you get more and more advanced, you can add some intensity to it. But you don't have to do nothing too crazy. Just start with something that you can do that's a little challenging. And over time, you'll get better at that. And then you can increase it to make it a little bit harder. So, next, after cardio, you got to make sure you're doing your strength training. So, how often should you be doing strength training every week? I suggest 3 times a week at least. You'll probably get away with doing 2 times a week, but I would say three, just because for me personally, I think build muscle is going to be the best way for you to lose weight or build muscle over time. So I would just go ahead and get used to incorporating strength training into your workout routine. But you got to allow for rest days in here. I wouldn't do them back to back to back. I would work out a day, take off a day, work out a day, take off a day, and then work out if you're going to do 3 days a week. It just depends on what your training split is. But yeah, some options are weightlifting, doing free weights or machines. So that's going to be 99% of your gyms. They're going to have free weights and weightlifting machines. You could do body weight exercises like push ups, squats, lunges. You see a lot of people doing the cool like pull ups challenges and muscle ups and things on the internet. So those are all body weight. You do resistance training. So these are bands or cables. That's a good way. You can make it harder by getting farther away, stretching the band out more. Functional training. So incorporating movements like squats and deadlifts. So, like functional training, think of things that you do every day in life. So, things like you bend over to tie your shoes. So, you would incorporate some kind of hip hinge, like a squat or something like that. So, for the sets and repetitions, you want to aim for anywhere from 3 to 4 sets, anywhere from 8 to 12 reps for each exercise. So, when you're first starting out, I would say 3 sets of 10. That's a good place to start. Then as you progress, you may want to add reps, and then as you keep progressing, you may want to add sets to that. So it really just depends on what exercise you're doing and what your goals are. So if you really want to get your bench press stronger, you may want to add an extra set of bench press to that. Or it really just depends. Like if you want to get stronger on a specific lift, you may want to increase the weight a little bit more, but decrease the reps that you're doing. So it's going to fluctuate a little bit, but a good place to start is just 3 sets of 10. That's a good generic number to get you started on the right path. So what you want to do is you want to focus on the major muscle groups. So you want to include exercises targeting the chest, the back, your legs, your shoulders, and your core. So those are going to be your main muscle groups that you want to target for each of your workouts. Number 3, you want to incorporate your flexibility and mobility into your workout routine. So if you can, you want to do this daily, like doing a good stretch, doing some mobility work daily is key. But honestly, we all know that you're probably not going to do it daily. So I would aim to do it 3 to 4 times a week. The easiest way to do this is just do it on the days that you work out or days that you're going to do cardio. I would try to do it on those days. You can use it as a warm up and cool down. So use it like that. So some options are yoga or Pilates, but that's the more women based. Men don't typically do yoga and Pilates. Some of them do. You could also do static stretching, so just holding stretches for 15 to 30 seconds. You can do dynamic stretching. This is gentle, controlled movements. So it's more, think of like a sporting event if you're going to do a warm up before a sporting event, this is kind of a dynamic stretching. So you're not just static, you're not staying in one place. Also, you can do foam rolling or self myofascial release. You want to incorporate full body stretches. So focus on major muscle groups and joints when you're doing your stretches. Don't just stretch your upper body, don't just do your lower body. You want to do the full body. And then some mindful practices are include activities that enhance mind body connections, such as deep breathing and relaxation. So, a lot of people like to do meditating. This is good, it's going to relax your body. So, you can, yoga is kind of meditating slash stretching thing. They kind of together. So, that's a cool thing that you can do. Recover. This is more of like recovery. So, when you're doing the strength training, you're tearing down your body. And when you do the stretching, mobility, stuff like that, you're going to help recover your body. Your body's going to recover from you tearing it down the day before. So when you're doing all these cardio, flexibility, and strength training, you got to find balance in the routine. So ways to do that is alternate your cardio and your strength days. Avoid consecutive days of intense cardio or strength training to allow for adequate recovery. So, like I said, you want to space your strength training out. Also, you want to space out your cardio. You don't want to work out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then do cardio Thursday, Friday. You want to say, if you're going to do 5 days a week, say Monday, strength training, Tuesday, cardio, Wednesday, strength training, Thursday, cardio, and then Friday, strength training. You want to mix them up. You don't have to do it exactly like that. That was just an example. There will be some times where you do both on the same day. You will do cardio and strength training on the same day. It just depends on your schedule. So you have to be pretty flexible if you want to do both. You want to make sure you're doing a warm up and a cool down. So this is where that stretching is going to come into play. Begin each session with a dynamic warm up and end with a cool down, including stretching. So think when you're doing a warm up, you want to do more dynamic stretching. And then when you're doing a cool down, you want to think more static stretching. So again, dynamic is when you're doing movements that loosen you up. So normally this you're not in one place. You're moving when you do these exercises. These are good for loosening your body up. And then static stretching is when you just hold a stretch and you're in one place, you're being still. So think putting your feet together, bending over, touching your toes, and holding it. That's a static stretch. You want to make sure you're doing progressive overload. So gradually increase the intensity of your workouts to challenge your body and promote continuous improvement. So you got to make it harder. Over time, your body is going to adapt to the stress that you're throwing at it. So it's going to adapt and it's going to get better. It's going to get more efficient. So what do you do to stop your body from hitting a plateau? Well, you progressively overload your workouts. So if you're doing 10 reps of a certain weight, eventually your body's going to get used to that and it's going to be able to lift it pretty efficiently. So what do you do to make it harder? You add more reps to it, or you add another set to it, or you add more weight to the bar. So there's different ways to overload your workouts, but you got to keep making it harder. Always make it harder, because if you don't, then you're going to hit a plateau eventually. And then last, you want to make sure you're listening to your body. Pay attention to how your body responds to different exercises and modify the routine accordingly. So if you're doing exercise and it hurts, maybe that's not an exercise you should be doing. Maybe you should find something else to do. Or if you do one and you're really, really sore the next day, maybe that's one you shouldn't go so hard on the next time. Or maybe you did it wrong and you need to work on your technique so you're not so sore the next day. So let's go over just a quick little sample weekly workout routine just to give y'all an idea. So this is going to be a 3-day a week routine. So Monday, do cardio, 30 minutes, running or cycling, walking, depends on where you're at. And then do a strength training workout, full body weightlifting session. And then at the end it off with some static stretching. So your flexibility post workout, do some static stretching. So you could literally do 30-minute cardio, 30-minute workout, and some stretching, maybe 15 minutes or so. And you can adjust the times. They don't have to be exact, but it just depends on where you're at. So then Wednesday, start off with cardio again, do 40 minutes of a HIIT exercise, for example. Then do strength training. So body weight exercises targeting your major muscle groups. So squats, pull-ups. There's going to be some good body weight exercises. And then at the end it off again with your flexibility. So yoga or Pilates. Take Thursday off, go back Friday, cardio, 45 minutes of swimming or another preferred cardio activity like running, walking, cycling. And then go back into the strength training, resistance training, focusing on core and upper body. And of course, end it off with some flexibility, do some dynamic stretching routine. So that's an easy Monday, Wednesday, Friday workout routine. Obviously, this is not going to work for everybody and everybody's schedule because everybody's work schedule, kid schedule, things like that is going to be different. So you have to optimize it for your schedule and your routine. But it's just a good generic idea of what you can do. So somebody asked the question, is it safe for pregnant women to lift any weight or you don't recommend it? I would say I do recommend it. People, you definitely can lift weight while you're working out, while you're pregnant. It's definitely, you can do it. I've seen plenty do it. People do it. And I'm not a doctor, so this is not professional advice by any means. So don't take it that way. But in my opinion, yes, I would say you definitely can work out while you're pregnant. And but I would ask your doctor first. I would get approval your your doctor before doing any like, strenuous exercise. But honestly, I think they would recommend it to you as long as you're not doing nothing too crazy, going above and beyond. I wouldn't be maxing out, going super hard in the gym. But yes, I definitely would say you could work out, and it's probably good and beneficial for the baby because you still want to be active. You don't just want to sit around and do nothing while you're pregnant. So, yeah, like I said, I'm not a doctor. That's not professional advice by any means. So don't come sue me. I appreciate it. Definitely ask your healthcare provider for some more specific advice on that one because they may give you some better suggestions on what you can and can't do. But I've seen plenty of pregnant women work out. I've seen women in the gym pregnant plenty of times and they seem to do just fine. I saw a lady I remember this one lady specifically. She was on the elliptical and I swear she was at least 9 months pregnant. And I thought this lady was about to give birth right there in the gym. She was full belly. She had to be 8 or 9 months. And I was waiting any second for that baby to pop out on that dang elliptical machine. I was like, there's no way this lady in here like this. Probably gave that baby a concussion. She was running on the elliptical, you counts up and down. And I was like, man, that can't be good for the baby. But sure enough, she was just fine. She kept doing her thing. So it can be done. You can do it. All right, back into the podcast topic though. Adjustments and progress. You want to regularly reassess your fitness goals and adjust the routine accordingly. So this means tracking your progress in strength, endurance, and your flexibility. You got to track it so that you're making progress. You want to gradually increase the intensity and complexity of exercises for continuous improvement. So that way you don't hit the plateau that we talked about a minute ago. And then number 7, consult a professional. So consider consulting with a fitness trainer or a healthcare professional to ensure the routine is suitable for your individual needs and goals. So your healthcare provider is going to know more about your medical history. They're going to know if you've had any accidents in the past or if you have any serious medical conditions or things like that, which may alter what they suggest you doing. So I don't know your past. I don't know your medical records, so I can't give you an exact answer. So remember to tailor the routine to your fitness level and your preferences. Consistency is key, and finding a balance that works for you will contribute to a sustainable and effective fitness journey. There's no one fits all workout routine. It's all going to be different depending on the person. So you got to try it out, try different ways, see what you like, see what you don't like, and kind of tailor that workout routine specifically to you and your schedule. So next, we're going to hop into setting a realistic schedule and a duration for your workouts. So setting a realistic schedule and duration for workouts is crucial for creating a sustainable and achievable fitness routine. Here's a guide to help you establish a workout schedule that fits into your lifestyle. So first, you want to assess your availability, your daily commitments. Consider your work, consider your family, and consider your social commitments. So, what are your work hours? What days, times of the week do you work? What days of the week do you work? What time of the day do you work? Consider your family. Do you have kids? Do you have to take your kids to daycare? Do you have to take your kids to ball practice? Do you have to pick them up from somewhere? So, what is your family time looking like? How much time do you need to spend with your spouse? I know you men out there, y'all better put some time on your schedule to hang out with your wife because if you don't, you will pay for it. And then social commitments. What kind of things do you do on the weekends? Do you hang out with your friends? You got to take all this into account when it comes to setting your workout routine. And then also assess your peak energy time. So schedule workouts during times when you typically feel more energized and motivated. So for me, the best time for me is in the morning before I go to work because I can go ahead and I can knock it out before I do anything else. And nothing else during my day is going to change the fact that I already worked out. But if I don't work out in the morning and I go in the afternoon, well, something may happen during my day that doesn't allow me to go to the gym. I may have to go do something else after work. Something important comes up and I may have to go do that. Well, then I can't go to the gym. So then I miss the gym. So I go in the morning, peak energy time. I'm a little tired in the morning, but hey, you drink some coffee, drink some pre workout. By the time I get working out, I'm good to go. And I'm not tired from a whole day at work, not exhausted. So I got all the energy that I need. It takes some time to get used to waking up that early. But after you do it for a while, you get used to waking up that early. Number two, frequency of workouts. So I suggest at a bare minimum for cardio, 2 times a week. If you're doing more endurance training, I would say 5 times a week. Training for a marathon, something like that, Ironman, triathlon, you're gonna need to do more. Strength training, I would at a bare minimum, I would say 3 times a week, 3 sessions per week. And then you can allow for rest days in between those days. And then flexibility and mobility. Try to incorporate this daily. I know everybody don't want to stretch every day, but it'll be very beneficial for you because if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So if you stop stretching your body, stop putting it in those weird positions that you don't always get in, then eventually you won't be able to get in those positions. Like, you won't be able to do it. Like, you stop bending over, touching your toes. Eventually, you're not going to be able to bend over and touch your toes. If you quit doing it, your body doesn't feel the need to continue to be able to do that. So it'll just tighten up. You won't be able to do it. So try to do it daily if you can, but if not, do it on the days that you work out. So if you're working out 3 days a week, incorporate flexibility, mobility movements 3 days a week. That's a good place to start. Number three, your workout duration. So cardio, start with 30 minutes and then work your way up to about 60 minutes, depending on your intensity. Strength training, anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes. So when you're first starting out, stick to 45 minutes. And then as you progress, go to about an hour and then maybe even an hour and 15 once you get pretty advanced. Flexibility and mobility, just 15 minutes is a good place to start. 15 minutes. And then as you get more advanced, maybe 30 minutes if you want to. But definitely start with 15 minutes. Number four, create a weekly schedule. So a sample schedule. We kind of already hit on this. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And this one also includes Saturday and Sunday. So Monday, do cardio and strength training. Wednesday, cardio and flexibility. Friday, strength training and cardio. So that's just a quick example. Then also has on here Saturday, you can do flexibility. So do some more mobility, flexibility work. You can relax, do stretching, do some yoga, something like that. And then Sunday, you could use it as a full rest day where you just don't do anything at all. But what I like to do, use it as an active recovery day. So, what is active recovery? This is doing some kind of walking, something very, very low intensity to let your body still recover, but don't just sit at home on the couch all day. Still get up and you're doing something active, not necessarily going for a run, but just go for a walk. Or if you got some work around the house, get up and do some work around the house, or got to cut the grass or something. Get up and do something. So that way you're not just being stagnant all day long. Number five, be realistic. Consider your time restraints. If your schedule is tight, opt for shorter, high intensity workouts or break longer sessions into smaller segments throughout the day. And then start gradually. Begin with a manageable schedule and gradually increase the frequency and duration as your fitness level improves. So start with 3 days a week. As you get better, as you get consistent, go to 4 days a week. And then if you want to keep improving, keep going, add 5 days a week. So you can start where it's manageable and then increase from there. Number six, consistency over intensity. So you want to prioritize regularity over how hard you go, intensity. Consistency is key to seeing results, period. Choose a schedule that you can maintain over the long term, something that you can commit to, something that you're not going to miss. You're going to do it every week. That's why I say start with just 3 days a week. I think everybody can manage 3 days a week, 30 minutes if you have to, 3 days a week. Everybody can do that. And then you got to adapt to changes. So life can be unpredictable. Be flexible and adjust your schedule when necessary. And for this reason alone, this is why I like to go in the morning before I go to work, because 99% of the time, I don't have to adjust my schedule. I don't have to adapt to changes because I've already knocked out my workout before I did anything else in the day, before I even got to work. So nothing made me or allowed me to adapt my schedule as I didn't have to. But I can't always work out in the morning, so I have to adapt. I have to move it to the afternoon or things like that, just depending on the day. Number 7, listen to your body. Rest and recovery. Incorporate rest days to allow your body to recover. Adjust intensity or duration if you feel fatigued or experience soreness. So if you're super, super sore, you probably shouldn't go back to the gym and work out those same muscles. You need to probably take another day off or work a different muscle group. So, like, say you did upper body and your upper body is super sore. Well, when it's time for you to go back to the gym and you're still sore, don't do your upper body, do your lower body instead. Like, do your legs. So this is where programming your workouts is important because you can program it to where you work different muscle groups on different days. So that allows your body to rest and recover. And then also, you want to do enjoyable activities. So include activities that you enjoy to make the routine sustainable. Because if you're going in there and doing workouts that you just absolutely don't like, you're not going to keep going or continue doing those. So find ones that you do like, workout styles that you do enjoy, and stick to doing those more often. It's good to switch it up every now and then so you're not doing the same thing over and over and over again. Right? Utilize shorter workouts. So busy days, hectic days, do something shorter. If you can't go to the gym for an hour that day, opt for a 30-minute workout, quick workout, high intensity interval workout, or a quick burst or activity to maintain consistency. If you can't go to the gym that day, but you can go home and go for a quick run or something, you may have to switch it up. Utilize shorter workouts. You can do pretty good workouts in a short amount of time. It don't have to be an hour, hour and a half in the gym doing some bodybuilding training. You can switch it up. Number 9, include flexibility in your timing. So morning versus evening workouts. Choose a mix of morning and evening workouts based on your preferences and your energy levels. So if you're not a morning person, if you can't wake up early and go to the gym, hey, do it in the afternoon. Or if your work schedule doesn't allow you to go in the mornings, do it in the afternoon, or vice versa. If you're super tired, if you're exhausted when you get home from work, well, maybe you should work out before you go to work so you're not exhausted and tired and you can get it done. So it's going to depend on your job a little bit, your career. It's going to depend on what kind of person you are. I prefer going in the morning. I know some people don't. Actually, at my last job, I wasn't able to go in the morning because I had to be at work at 5 a.m. There was no way I was working out before 5 a.m. So I actually worked out in the afternoons when I worked there. So it just depends on your schedule. So find what works for you and stick to that. Number 10, seek professional guidance. Consult with the trainer. If possible, seek guidance from a fitness professional to create a personalized schedule. Most of the gyms have personal trainers in them. Go talk to one. Go sign up for a training session if you want to or if you need to. Most of them will have a free session that you can do with them to see if you really want to work with them. And they can give you some tips, some pointers. You can ask them some questions. Hey, and even sign up for personal training if you need to. I would suggest get you a trainer. If you need somebody to hold you accountable, don't be scared to invest in your fitness, invest in your health. Number 11, schedule rest and active recovery. Rest days include at least 1 or 2 rest days per week. Active recovery, consider light activities such as walking, swimming, or gentle yoga on your rest days. These are good for recovery. Also, foam rolling or massage guns, those are good for rest days. Massage your muscles out, get that myofascial release. It's going to be good for muscle recovery. Number 12, reevaluate and adjust. So assess your progress. Regularly evaluate your progress and adjust your schedule based on your fitness goals and your lifestyle challenges. So every month, 2 months, every quarter, whatever that time frame you want to set for yourself is, reassess your goals, reassess where you're at, and make adjustments accordingly to make sure you're always making progress. You don't want to get stagnant. You don't want to hit a plateau, or you don't want to get bored. You don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again to where you just get tired of doing it and you don't want to go no more. Switch it up, do a different style of workout, do a different exercise that you've never done, change it up, make sure you're always making progress, applying progressive overload. So just reevaluate and adjust. And that's the 12 points that I had for setting a realistic workout routine. So remember, the most effective workout routine is one that fits seamlessly into your life, into your schedule, Remember, assess your family, your work, and your social commitments. Adapt and modify your schedule as needed and prioritize consistency for long term success. Remember, consistency over intensity. As long as you're consistent, you will see progress. It may take you a little longer if you're being consistent in one area, but not in the other ones. But as long as you're being consistent, you will see progress. So that's going to do it for the podcast today. If you enjoyed it, make sure you tune in next week where we're going to talk about understanding the role of nutrition in fitness. So, y'all check out the YouTube channel, subscribe, the Fitness Beginner Podcast. I'm posting the full video version of the podcast on there and posting some shorts, some clips on there. So, y'all check that out. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Leave a review. I appreciate it. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all tuning in every week, listening to me ramble on about some fitness. This is my hobby, my passion. I enjoy doing it. So I like getting on here, talking to y'all, and spreading some knowledge that I've learned over the years from doing the things that I enjoy doing. So thank y'all for hanging out. I appreciate it. If you have any topic you want me to cover, or if you have any questions that you want to ask me, hit me up. Send me a DM, Murphy Mac Fit on all social media. So thank y'all for hanging out. Peace, love, protein. We out.